Hey, Nico. Good evening. Hey, Mary Jo.
Hi, Linda.
Hope you're doing well. Hi, Venerable. Hi, Patty and Hayment. Okay. Geshe has pulled up. He should be walking in the door any moment now. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here.
Please turn to page 35 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll begin with the 7-line prayer. Gosungu pegane chak shelo ngo shami chul chutrin malubul tok mene sagdik tung tam che shak ke page wanam la Jairang Korwa Matong Bardulek Shugne Drola Chuki Korlo Korwa Dang Dang Shen Binam Chang Chup Chim Porngo. And on pages 97 and 98, the short mandala offering. Saji Paki Chuk Shing Mei Chok Ram Ling Ji Ni Jekyen Padi Sangye Jindu Mikte Uwa Hidro Gunandak Jingla Parsho Jetsun Lama Dampa Kenam Kiche Kukala Kense Chuzin Trig Jitar Tsampe Tujetima Laza Ye Chuki Chapa Waptu Sol Iram Guru Ratnamandala Kam Niryatayami. And on page 98, Geshe will lead us in Refuge and Bodhicitta.
Sanje
Chudang Soki Chognam La Chang Chu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagu Chi Ji Trola Pinchir Sanjay Drupar Shok Chudang Soki Chognam La Chang Chu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chi Sonongi Trola Pinchir Sange Drupar Shok
Sanje
Chudang Soki Choknam La Chang Chu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chi Sonongi Trola Pinchir Sange Drupar Shok.
Padalame Minamani Omado Jajila to Chichi Shola Chawan Sanje Sola De Daraji Dambe Chini Namola Gadano Danjing and the Vanami Gadano Anche tu sei in zona Tawa Tanja Bobe, Tambe Chune, Tenzemo, Potom Della Jones. Good evening. Short Vajrasana practice, okay. Mm, mm, mm. On top of your head or space before you choose, okay. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Visualize lotus on top of that moon cushions, like moon discs. We just call them moon cushions. On top of that, white moon. The white moon become white Vajra, bright, shining Vajra. Decorate with another small home in the middle of the Vajra. The Vajra is standing, not laying, standing. Decorate with small Vajra in the center of that white Vajra. Eventually, that white Vajra become Buddha Vajrasattva. If you have received Vajrasattva initiation, then you should visualize Vajrasattva with consort. If you haven't received initiation, so then solitary Vajrasattva, meaning without consort. So that whole visualization is like a rainbow. Rainbow, when you see it, you can feel like you can touch, but you cannot touch. But it appears as there's something you can touch, but you cannot touch, like exactly like that. In this case, it's more real, more real. Adorned with all the jewels, ornament. Sitting full Vajra positions. So you can also visualize the mundis, centered heart of the Vajrasattva, center heart, mundis. Surrounded by 100 silver mantras standing clockwise. Light emit, white light emit from whom and together with the 100 silver mantra, light emit, gather all the blessings from the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas from 10 directions. dissolve back to the Om and the mantras. Then nectar flows from there. Nectar flows through your crown chakra and purify all the sicknesses, negative karma, since from beginning of this time to till now, completely purify each and every one of them. And please maintain the visualizations while you're reciting. Nectar continues to flow through your crown chakra like drop of water. Okay. Bajra sato samaya manu balaya bajra sato tino ba te tatuto meba soto kayo meba wa subo kayo meba anorado meba wa sawa sede meba sawa kama sutsa me tsitam shiya kuru ha 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 ho bhagavana sawa tadak Bhajaram mame muzam bhajam bhava ma samaya sadhu ahum pe om bhajara sadhu samaya manu palaya bhajara sadhu tino bha te tatudo me sudho kayo me bhava subho kayo me bhava anorado me bhava savasete me bhava Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shya Kuro Ha Ha Ho Bhagavana Savatada Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavama Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manu Balaya Bhajara Sadhu Tino Bha Teta Trudo Meba Sudho Kayo Meba Va Subho Kayo Meba Anarado me bawa sawa sede me ba sawa kama sutsa me siddham shiya kuru ha 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 ho bhagavana sawa tada bhajarama me muzam bhajaram bhava mava samaya sadhu ahum pe om bhaja sadhu sama manu palaya bhajara sadhu tinomba teta chudo me ba Sudho kayo me bawa, subho kayo me bawa, anorado me bawa, sawa sede me ba, sawa kama sutsa me siddham shiya kuru, ha 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 ho bhagavana sawa tat. Bhajarama me muzam bhajaram bhava ma samaya, sadhu ahu pe om bhaja sadhu samaya. Manu palaya bhadra sato tinomba teta trudo meba sudho kayo meba va subho kayo meba va anorado meba va sawa sede meba sawa kama sutsa me siddham shiya kuru ha 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 ho bhagavana sawa tat Bhajaram me muzam bhajaram bhavam mava samaya sadhu ahum pe om bhaja sadhu samaya manu palaya bhajara sadhu tino bha teta trudo sudha kaya me bhava subho kaya me bhava anarado me bhava sava sede kama sutsa me siddham shiya kuru Ahaho Bhagavana Savata Bhajaramane Amaza Bhajaram Bhava Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manu Palai Bhajara Sadhu Tino Bha Teta Trudo Me Sudho Kayo Me Bhava Subho Kayo Me Bhava Anorado Me Bhava Savaside Me Bhava Sawa kama sutsa me siddham shiya kuru. Aha bhagavana savat. Bhajaram me mudra bhajaram bhava mava samay. Sadhu Ahum Pe. Now please say the stanza. Say it from heart, meaning when you say it, please think about the meaning, okay? We say this 3 times.
Whatever non-virtues of
Okay.
body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the 3 vows that I have created from beginningless time. From the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the 3 vows that I have created from beginningless time. From the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the 3 vows that I have created from beginningless time. From the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually.
Bhaja Sadho Samaya Manu Palaya Bhaja Sadho Tinamba Tita Tudo Meba Sudo Kaya Mebawa Subo Kaya Mebawa Anorado Mebawa Sawa Sede Meba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Sidam Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savata Vajaramame Mudam Vajarambhava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manu Palaya Bhaja Sadhu Tina Teta Tudo Mema Sudokaya Mebava Subokaya Meba Anarado Mebava Sawa Siddhim Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Bhaja Sadhasam Manu Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Tuda Sudakaya Mebhava Subokaya Meba Anarada Mebhava Savasede Meba Sawakama Sitsame Sidamashia Kuru Ha Ha Bhagavana Savata Bhajaramame Amazam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Bhaja Sadhasa Manu Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Tuda Sudokaya Mebhava Subokaya Mebhava Anurada Mebhava Zava Siddhim Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddhamashia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Bhajara Sadhu Samaya Manu Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Tuda Sudakaya Mebhava Subokaya Meb Anarada Mebhava Savasede Me Savakama Sutsa Me Siddhamashia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savata Bhajaramame Mazam Bhajaram Bhava Mahasam Sadhu Aho Pe Om Bhajara Sadhu Sam Manu Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Tuda Sudakaya Mebhava Subokaya Meba Anarada Mebhava Savasede Meba Sawakama Sutsa Me Siddhamashia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Mazam Bhajam Bhavam Mava Samay Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Bhaja Sadhasam Manu Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Sudakaya Mebhava Subokaya Meb Anurada Mebhava Savasede Meba Savakama Sutsa Me Siddhamashia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samma Sadhu Ahum again, the stanza 3 times, okay?
Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created from beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created from beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created from beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually.
Three vows, so maybe it's not clear, so 3 vows refers to Pratimoksha vows that include lifelong lay vows. It's already included in the Pratimoksha vows. Second, Bodhisattva vows. The last one, Tantric vows. If you have them, so then think. If you don't have, so no need to worry, okay? Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manya Balaya Bhaja Sadhu Tina Va Teta Tudo Sudha Kaya Me Bhava Subha Kaya Me Anurada Me Bhava Zava Sede Me Savakama Sutsa Me Siddham Shiya Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Savat Madharamame Mazam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Bhaj Manya Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Teta Trudam Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Mema Anarada Mema Zava Zede Savakama Sutame Siddhamashiya Kuru Aha Bhagavana Sama Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavama Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Manya Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinoma Dedatradam Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Me Anavana Me Bhava Savasede Savakama Sutame Siddhamashiya Kuru Aha Bhagavanas Bhajaramame Mudam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Pe Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manya Palai Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Tedatra Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Me Anurada Me Bhava Savasede Me Savakama Sutsame Siddhamashiya Kuru Aha Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Om Bhaja Sadhu Samaya Manya Palaya Bhajara Sadhu Tinamba Tidatruda Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Me Anurada Me Bhava Savasede Savakama Sutsame Siddhamashiya Kuru Aha Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahum Pe Om Bhaja Sadhu Manya Palaya Bhaja Sadhu Tino Teta Tudam Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Me Bhava Anarada Me Bhava Savasede Me Bhava Savakama Sutsame Siddhamashiya Kuru Ha Bhagavana Savat Bhajaramame Muzam Bhajaram Bhavam Mava Samaya Sadhu Sama Danya Palai Bhaja Sada Tena Ba Teta Chudon Sudhakaya Me Bhava Subhakaya Me Bhava Anurada Me Bhava Savasede Me Savakama Sutsame Siddhamashiya Kuru ha 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 bhagavana savada. Bhajaramame madam bhajaram bhava mahasam sadhu. Stanza 3 more times.
Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created from beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created from beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, and especially actions opposite to the three vows that I have created for beginningless time, from the bottom of my heart, I regret and fervently confess them all individually.
So now from deep down from your heart, you're calling Buddha Vajrasattva attentions or requesting Buddha Vajrasattva attentions. Then once you receive once you get the attentions, then what you're going to say is that all the negative karma since from beginningless time to till now, all of them, that include broken vows, broken samaya or pledge, all of them. Then requesting purify all of them now, right now. Then your request has been accepted delightfully by the Buddha Vajrasattva. Then Vajrasattva dissolve through your crown chakra all the way to heart chakra. They remain there. If you have initiations, then you yourself become Buddha Vajrasattva. Then if not, so then just remain there. Yes. Or center of your heart chakra. So again, light emit, white, bright light emit from heart of Buddha Vajrasattva's syllable Hum, which is surrounded by 100-syllable mantra. Light emit, touch each and every being and help them to enlighten, purify their negative karma, then help them to enlighten. So then reciting 21 every night, every day. So kind of like stop karma to multiply. Karma to multiply. So they will stop every karma, any karma. The related body, spirit, mind will stop. Meaning, I think the pain will not increase. I don't think it doesn't exactly. In the text it says 1 become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8, 8 become. Maybe I'm there. It's like maybe more like degree, level or like increase. But reciting that out of courage, out of courage, and then facing whatever the negative might be, physical, verbal, mental, or maybe mental, they are like for the Moshe vow, Bodhisattva vow, Tantric vow. So rather than denying them, then facing them, then taking full responsibility. So then purify them. It's very important that Lama Tsongkhapa himself said in Lamrim called Song of Experience, sometimes called Brief Lamrim, the Lama Tsongpa said. Gosum Digdu Time Baba this. Whenever you feel that your body, speech, and mind stain. So then it's very important to purify. Gosum Digdu Time Baba this. Haba Ledib nature is critically important. Not just important, it's extremely important to purify. Jundu Toji Tsama Tempa, the Jundu means every day rely on four powers. Power of object, power of remedy, power of regret, there's some kind of discipline. Very much needed. Jundu Toji Tsama Tempa, Jesu Lame Nyamle Teta, I myself practice like that. If you then Lama Tsongkhapa requesting us, you do the same thing, the benefit. Jesu Lame Nyamle Teta, Tade Che Jang Tiji Jang Salos, you who seek, you who seeking liberation and do the same thing. That's Lama Tsongkhapa said. Where in the Song of Experience, brief, sometimes called brief Lamrim, so there then Lama Tsongkhapa said. So we are trying to follow, generally speaking, the footstep of Shakyamuni Buddha. Particularly, we are trying to follow the footstep of Lama Tsongkhapa. So then Lama Tsongkhapa legacy is like the beginning. Learn so much study with all kind of teachers from Kaiju, Sakya, Nyingma, all kind of traditions. Then in the middle, so then reflecting, learn, so then contemplate, lot of contemplations done. So in the end, meditate. Everything that Lama Tsongkhapa learned and Lama Tsongkhapa, or everything that Lama Tsongkhapa learns, then appeal to Lama Tsongkhapa is like quintessential instructions how to achieve full enlightenment. Every knowledge. It's not. It's just more than knowledge. How to shunglu tamje dambachas. In the end, day in night, Lama Tsongkhapa implement them one by one. Then dedicated whatever that merit has been created, learning, contemplating, implementing them. Then dedicate that merit to spread the Dharma every corner of the world. Kunja tempa jebe chedung was. So then we should try the same thing because we following them, trying to follow Lama Tsongkhapa footstep. Okay. Oh yeah. So so now back to the class. This one. So what stanza?
47.
47. When the volume sometimes, can you hear me? Can you hear? One thing I forgot to mention when I was in like Geshe Center last weekend, I noticed that the prayer books is under the chair, all the prayer books under the chair. So I'll probably, Jane here, so probably need to change. Maybe here at the center, we have like a back behind the chair. Back, someone behind the chair. Probably that's better. Yeah, probably I think people not knowing the sitting on all the prayers, so probably. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so right now it's under the chair, probably. Yeah. Catherine, touch delay. So Catherine, so some of you may not know, Julie's here. I think Catherine and Julie both, they play important roles for success of Kadamba Center. Some of you a lot of you may probably not know. Catherine and Julie, both of them been Kadamba Center SPC, first one probably, first SPC, many years. So that time my English is very not that great. So no, and Catherine also my computer teacher too. So I taught her some Tibetan and she taught me. So anyway, so just want to introduce you. And Julie's here. Welcome, Catherine. What is the number? 47. So name of this text called Tibetan Sheting. She means friend. Ting means letter. Letter to friend. So the friend, and then it's the king. Okay, Sheting. She means friend. Ting means letter. Sheting. Letter to friend. Composed by Master Nagarjuna. Here, Tremba Nyesha. Tremba means mindfulness. Nyesha means place closely. Place closely. Generally speaking, placing your mind closely on physical feeling, then say phenomena, then on awareness. There's typically 4 of them, but didn't mention here, but it's typically 4 of them. In the Panchaparamita Sutta, it mentioned 4 of them, placing closely on physical feeling, awareness, then beside everything that exists. And that, then Niva Chamba Nisha Soji Sherab Jabal Shapalas. Now that these are kind of like part of the wisdom. So then Nagarjuna is going to explain that intensively, those wisdoms. Sishi, si, this is a short word for sipa, meaning samsara. The si, they just word short in the word. Maybe to save money or to save paper or to save ink. So si, sipa means sipa. Sipa kolo, the will of life. Kolo means will. Sipa kolo means that's like will of samsara. That's what it means. Sipa kolo means will of samsara. Sipa kolo, that's the original name for that will of life. Sipa kolo. So, she refers to nirvana, not the ultimate one. Nirvana, probably temporary, like temporary, not temporary means like hearer, self-realizer, each one there has 5 parts. Part of accumulation, part of preparation, part of seeing, part of meditative, part beyond learning in the hearer, in the self-realizer, part beyond learning. That's where you achieve nirvana, temporary nirvana. Temporary meaning, there's not enlightenment. There's not the great, sometimes called great nirvana, refers to full enlightenment. Okay? For the sake of knowledge, make sure that next time when you see nirvana doesn't mean fully enlightenment. When you see great nirvana, ultimate nirvana, so then there's enlightenment. Sishije. Lekso goodness. Kamchi, all the goodness of samsara, so the nirvana, tsawa, root, share up wisdom. Nagarjuna is going to explain the root of all the goodness of samsara and nirvana is wisdom. I'm going to explain that. Share up Tedenji Lamrim was how to, the path, explain the actual path that helps you to achieve the wisdom which is the root of all the goodness of samsara nirvana. Ngonton da ngele je ngonton da ngele nige tsawa ngonto high state meaning human asura Asura, I'm not sure that Rinpoche use all the word all the time, so it's called Hamayi. One of them is Asura, I think means demigod. Sura means probably God, not like Ngunto. This very specific term need to be educated. Otherwise, even though Tibetan people, when they see word, not every Tibetan knows this. Ngunto, this very Dharma term. Ngunto means high state. Gelek, usually you don't use that word. Gelek, this very philosophical word. Gelek means liberations, okay? Ngunto da gelek. But high state, out of 6 realms, 3 higher realms, God, demigod, human. This is called Ngunto. That's a special term for that. Ngunto. Ngele, liberations. Usually called Tarpa. Literally mean liberations. Ngele, there's a term in philosophical text they use. Ngele, same is liberations. Okay. Nige tsawa, jidim yang tawas. Root of liberation and higher state. High state. Jidim yang tawa. It says pure mundane view. Meaning, that's just term, pure mundane view. What is that? What is the pure mundane view? That's like conviction, faith in causality, karma. Next time when you see pure mundane view, now you understand that means conviction, faith into karma. That's what it means, okay? Doesn't sound like that, but that's what it means. Pure mundane view is conviction, faith in causality or karma, which is a root of liberations and high state. Ngele je tsawa, ngele je tsawa, nige tsawa, then ngele je tsawa, just the root of liberation, not high state, just root of what is the root of liberation? Just liberation, not high state, just liberation. La da jigdinle debe yang tabe tawas. Superior, pure view. When you see that, what is that? That is wisdom realizing shunyata, emptiness. For the sake of knowledge, it's important to understand. So next time when you say, Ngele jitsawa jidinle debe yang tabe tawas. Superior, pure view. What is that? That is also wisdom. What kind of wisdom? Wisdom realizing shunyata or emptiness or ultimate truth. Okay. Stanza, one stanza. Stanza in English.
If you desire higher rebirth status or liberation, make into a habit a correct view. For persons having a distorted view, even good deeds will all have unbearable ripened results.
This is the root text from the letter to friend, in this case, or king. Ta lende la ichibe tawa teyang, tawa te, lende la ichibe tawa teyas. Tawa literally means view, uh, view that believes in causality, karma. That's what it means. Lendela yichipe tawa, page tawa, that view, believing in causality, that called view. Yang tabe shara imbe china, that is pure wisdom. That's the pure wisdoms. China lendela yichipe tawa gyosumbares. So, and that's why that in order to free oneself from samsara and also to achieve liberations, you need that view, which is believing in causality. You need that. Yeah. Ngaranzo nega tori pada mi ludenche. State of human sura or God. Nega, there's a temporary, there's a tori. There's another term. There's another term. Tori meaning high state. Ngunto meaning high state. These are different terms they use in the philosophical text. Tori, they don't say high state. It's easy to understand. They say Tori means like Tori. The term refers to high state. What is the high state? God and human. Tartu taba tobe topkis. So first you have to achieve. According to Lama Tsongkhapa, song of experience, Lamrim song experience. Lamchok Dubla, Lamchok, excellent path. In order to practice the excellent path, Lamchok Dubla, Tsinyi Tsame, you need the best which has all the characteristic, meaning human life, ability to listen, ability to hear, ability to read, ability to think. Human life is very much needed. Lamchok Dubla, Tsinyi Tsame, Tsinyi means characteristic. Tsang means all the characteristic. You need a base which has all the characteristic. Without that, you can't practice excellent path. Okay. In the manya path, such a means. Without that, you can't do much. Now you look at the animals, how much they learn, how long it takes them to learn. So it's very obvious. Without this, you can learn much. Therefore, you should engage or learn complete course of that base, which has all the characteristic, meaning human and particular human. Then right after that, and if you feel like your physical body, physical, mental, verbal, if you feel like they are like stained, so then need to purify right after that. This text is composed by Lama Tsongkhapa. It's called Brief Lamrim sometimes. Also it's called like Song of Experience. When you read that, then you'll find there, okay? Reference is also important to, whenever you teach, you should mention. If you know, then you should mention, because sake of the people who are listening, so they maybe want to read the actual text. So, so then like what is the cause? Is ethics, morality, ethics. According to Master Chandakriti, called text called Madhyamanga Avatara, entering into the middle way. In that text, if you read that text, the root text, then Master Chandakriti said, as I said, Tori, Nguento, these are all like term, philosophical term, refers to high state. Nguento Juni, Chutim Leshe means Nguento Ju, the cause of high state is ethic, morality, there are no others. These are the cause. Sutim. Sutim le, shen le. Sutim le means, shen means other are not cause. There are no other cause. There are no other cause beside moralities. That's exactly what sutim le shen means. Oh. How you practice ethics, guarding your body, speech, and mind, guarding your body, speech, and mind. 3 negative related to the body, 4 related to speech, 3 related to mind, guarding them. That's how you practice ethics. So then, like creating merit, that's another type of ethics. Helping other, that's another type of ethics. Or sometimes called like 3 types of bodhisattva moralities. That's what it's called. Okay, then what is the pure mundane view? That is conviction, faith into causality. Okay, so that's what it is. So if you do something positive, the result, there will be positive result. If you do something negative, so then there will be negative result. So, believing what goes around comes around. If something goes, if some negative goes around, negative goes out, negative comes around, positive goes out, positive comes around. Having a faith in that. So that is the pure mundane view. Okay. So you tina yang tabe tawa la komba need to just therefore need to walk. We need to walk. Need to walk for having convicted faith into causality. Okay. So there's something needs to be walked. So then, young tabe tawa la komba need to just please practice that. Nagarjuna requesting, practice that directly to the king, indirectly for all of us. Why I need to practice that? Why I need to walk? Why I need to practice? Kangsa lokpar tawa kangshi le jundela yimishes. Why we need to walk? Why we need to practice that? There are people who does not believe in causality, who does not believe, and not just that, and does not have faith. Because here, this is Buddhist teaching, so probably I think the king was also Buddhist too. So this was taught to people who practice in Buddhism, so need to take that into context. So those who does not have believe in causality, and not just that, also doesn't have faith in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Lokbar tawe lotachi ina, lokbar tawe lotachi ina, korangi lunga je cholam lekbar cheba yakbu shik chena yangs, lokde ongi lendech, leje debu tamji yakbu miyunsa, namba mimba dunga mizeba, yunga sumba ino. Korangi da lunga je cholam lekbar cheba. I think generally speaking, like someone who does not believe if you do something good and that there will be a good result. If you do something bad, then there'll be bad result. If you don't believing in that, so I'm not sure, will those people do anything good? Questions. Someone who does not believe if you do something good, there'll be no good result. If you do something bad, there'll be not bad result. So they mean like do whatever you want to do, something that kind of idea. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. So I think like that kind of like people or person, you cannot say it's not here. I'm just thinking as an individual human being, just thinking. So like do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Holding that kind of view, what do you think? If that will that person will do something good or not? It's hard to believe that person will do only negative things. That's hard to believe. If that person do something good, will that count? Yeah. Will that count as something positive? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So then I think then we skip this part. It looks like you understood. Skip that part. Read the next stanza. Gelek is also now so that kind of talks about having conviction, faith in causality, which is the root of higher state and liberations. That now this is a particular root of liberation, the root of liberation. The next stanza is talking about root of liberation.
48, know that people in actuality have no happiness, are not permanent, do not have a self, and are not clean. Those not having these four close placements of mindfulness regard people in the four reverse ways and thereby are devastated.
다 미니 양다 니도 미대싱사 미다 다메 미자 리버치스 temanya 마샤 남진이 신지 로시 따와 풍토로와 so that's a stanza then lamngushe basa actual the part ona mi neda dinda mi neda de kanda yechena ona mi neda de kanda yechena ngaranzu mi lini so then the question lies ona mi neda de kanda yechenas what is the circumstance of human being, or maybe what is the existence of human being? What is the circumstance? What is the situation, conditions of human being, human existence? That's the question. Ngarang su mi lu ni yang taba ni tu mi dewa de dunga imbatans. That's hard to. Actually, the human life is not happiness. So there's the what is the ultimately it's not happiness. Ultimately, you may think it's happiness, but ultimately it's not happiness. It's like suffering. It's not permanent, it's impermanent. It's not self-existent, it's like absence of self-existence. So this first explanation is talking about, it's kind of like directly talking about Four Noble Truth, a truth of suffering. So suffering easy to understand, suffering of change, not that difficult to understand. The last one, suffering of pervasive. So that one, what is that? That is no different. This is life. The last one is basically, because of this, there are so many complications. Without that, there will be no complications. Because of this, and there will be so many complications. But no need to prove because we all know because of this physical existence, there's a lot of complications. Oh, yeah. Each mm, each noble truth, the teaching that when the Buddha give, probably Buddha repeat 3 times the Four Noble Truth. Some because there's like each one explain, each truth explain based on 4 point. So this 4 point that I'm reading is related to the first truth of suffering. And then, so this one, this looks like, even this is worded like that, I'm pretty sure this is like talking about the truth of sufferings based on this 4 point. So that Four Noble Truth explained based on 12 point. Devasum is it repeat 3 times based on 12 point. That's how the Four Nobles been taught. For the sake of knowledge. The next time, if you see like repeat 3 times, 12 point, that's exactly what it means. Repeat it 3 times, 12 point, each noble truth explained based on 4 point. 4 times, the more, there's more than 12. Anyway, so this, the last suffering, the last is called Dujige Dunga. Then the sutra says, Chiba Lagdi Tabu, Chiba Lagdi Tabu, Chiba Lagdi means, Chiba means child, Lagdi means palm. Chiba Lagdi Tabu, Chiba Dujige Dunga. Chiba means like, child, usually not educated, how usually child means, you could say, not educated, they didn't learn much because they're just growing up, child. Meaning no school. Lakti is palm of your hand. Duje dunga, last suffering of pervasive, last one. Dungal pumitos. Seeing the last suffering is a suffering, or this body is suffering, is hard as seeing a hair on your palm. Understand? But his hair, but you can see. I think if you look at the microscope, maybe you will see. But there's hair on the palm. So it's hard, this, of course, for us also hard to see, maybe like for child campaign, absolutely see. So it's hard to see. Similarly, last suffering is hard to understand, it's like that, hard to see. Okay, so that you can blame or you say, oh, this is suffering. You may say, how come this is suffering? Maybe, hard to say. Pervasive, mm, no, human existence is complicated. Usually I call it's very complicated. It's not perfect. It's imperfect. One way you could say, according to Four Noble Truth, you could say this is suffering. Doesn't mean, the one thing that needs to be clarified in Buddhism, suffering, it doesn't only mean pain. So that's why I keep using this word complications. It's not just pain, it's complications, it's problems, lot of problems. And like, I'm not sure, like, I'm not native speaker, so in English, when you say suffering, what kind of meaning you are getting, I'm not sure. But what I can say is suffering in Buddhism doesn't mean pain. It doesn't mean physical pain. It doesn't mean mental pain. It's much complicated than that. Much. Of course, pain is included. It's not just pain. So life is not happiness. Makes sense. If the life is happiness, then you should be happy all the time, because you have life all the time. So that's not. So that's why that's another reason. Then it's impermanent change, change. Then absence of truly existent self. Sanwe ngubo meba mizai because look at the 4.4, to look at the definition of first truth of suffering. Look at the definitions. Maybe best Alexander Burden, his website maybe has, or maybe Jeffrey Hawkins probably, so all of them study Tibetan, so they read, not just read, they understand in Tibetan. So that's why I'm like, probably better. Or like there's like a translation group in Dharamsala called Lotsawa. Are you familiar? Lotsawa, it's called Lotsawa. Lotsawa house maybe, so that, probably you can find text in Tibetan or English, you can put both. So I would just, if you're interested, please read. For that, if you find definition of truth of suffering, so that definitions include these 4 characteristics. That's the easiest way to find. Okay. That's then ngarang sola shindu yidu wa chashi shenbe yukaya mes. Ngarang sola shindu chashi ngarang sola shindu mizan rigwa chi gyesa. Ngarang sola shindu yidu wa chashi shenbe kaya mes. Te tabu yinba yakbu she ne sim tembu che ne rangi temba nyawa shakayos. It's kind of indirectly, if I'm not sure like how many, so people become very attached to themselves. I mean, physically, attachment to their physical existence. It's hard to say, like, so then these 4 characteristics help you to loosen up that attachments towards your existence. So then you reverse the same idea to refer to somebody else, same thing. So that's how you, after having a knowledge about your true existence, which just looks like indirectly tied to first Four Noble Truth, with the 4 characteristics. So then that's that's what it means, placing your mind closely on physical. That's what it means. Placing your mind closely on physical existence, that's what it means. Just like just to be aware of all these 4 characteristics, and not to become too attached. And that's the point. Okay. 대답은 임바 야부셔나 심 템부체네스 랑게 템바냐와 샤베스 갈데 템바냐와 마샤나 테남제 둥알 데바즈스. If you don't place your mind closely on your physical existence with the understanding of 4 characteristics, so then you may have wrong view. Oh, I should not. Why should not change. It should be like this forever. So that's the wrong view. Or should be happy all the time. Wrong view. So these are the opposite. 4 characteristics that included in the definition of first Four Noble Truth. That opposite of that's a risk you may think. or like why changing? I don't like changing. So this is all. So then that's the downside. If you don't be mindful about your existence based on four characteristics, so then you may have wrong view about your physical existence. So that, will never help you to achieve higher state. That's all. If you don't achieve the higher state, so then the liberation is far away, So how you can learn that? You cannot learn. Oh, makes sense? Oh, yeah. So then, 다 갈대 temban yawa maja senamji dungala dewa jumbas. You may start to see some things so in reality, something that's suffering that you may believe, oh, this is happiness. That's the risk. Or something that's changing that you think, oh, it's permanent. It's not really changing, it's permanent. That's wrong view. Something does not truly exist, then you believe this truly exists. Then all thinkings become like kind of like wrong, like so called Zhang De Dak Dak. That's how you say these four characters in Tibetan. Zhang De Dak 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 Dak. Zhang De Dak Dak Shi 4. Zhang De Dak Dak Shi is shortest way to call Zhang De Dak Dak Shi. It's not here, but like Panchaparamita Sutras, the section they dedicated for Four Noble Truth. So there it's called Zhang De Dak Dak Shi. Yeah, so maybe end of the day, probably not good to talk, but this body outside looks clean, but it's not that clean as it's appeared. But anyway, it's a wrong view. Therefore, having an understanding of four characteristics that are related to the First Noble Truth, and there's the kind of knowledge that helps you to practice the path that lead to higher state, practicing moralities, then practicing actual path that leads to liberation. So the risks then that I already mentioned, for opposite of four. Da chinji lo she tawa pungtro wa she tela de mombal pungtro de in the future, what's wrong if I believe this is happiness, if I believe this is permanent, if I believe this is like truly existing, what's wrong? Well, may not having anything right away, but down the road, if you are consider yourself as a seeking liberations, then down the road, this view doesn't help. Or like happiness is happy, permanent, truly existence. So that those views doesn't help. Okay. Niba da one more stanza, then stop. Niba share up tedenje lamnu she bas. Stanza number 49.
It has been said that forms are not the self. The self is not the possessor of forms. A self does not abide in forms, and forms do not abide in a self. Like that, understand the remaining four aggregates are also devoid of an impossible self.
Sunin da mai she sung de da sudan demi sula dane min dala sumi ne de tejindu pumbo lama shiya tong tok chis. This stanza is kind of even hard to read in Tibetan too. Even in Tibetan it's hard to read. This is important. It talks about the ultimate view. Quite a minute. First, explain selflessness of self. Selflessness of self. Ta ngarang so la chidang suji pungbo. Form aggregate. 5 aggregate, form, feeling, discriminations, what do you call? No, compositional factors. I still don't understand what that really means. When you hear this word compositional factor, what are you thinking? Compositional factor. Huh? The last one is called then. Last one is consciousness. Geshe is like discrimination. Oh, this is prayable. Oh, this is table. This is like compositional factors. Geshe pumpas. That. So if you look at the treasure of knowledge, Abhidharma Kosha, I think chapter number 2, I think chapter number 2, I think there are like explanations. Okay, chapter number 2. Duji Pumbuzanda, Sungden Duji, Sungden Duji. So I think we need separate teaching on those 5 aggregates, maybe someday. There's why is this order? There's reason why there's an order like this. There's a reason. It's kind of beautiful piece of teaching that Master Vasubandhu explained in Treasure of Knowledge. Maybe someday. Okay. But among those first ones, form aggregate. That may be true. Selflessness, explanation of selflessness is based on form aggregate, okay? For the sake of knowledge, good to understand. Soon is Dharma is, so that's why now form is no self in the root text. Makes sense? Form is no self. Soon is Dharma is, soon Dharma is. Ashaba su di Dharma is, therefore. A notion of self and the physical body, they are they are separate. They are separate, not in the sense no relationship. In not that sense. There's relationship, but separate means like individually separate. Meaning the body is not self, self is not body. In that sense, it's separate. Now when you think, oh, I, that I, in the body. When you say I, notion of I, oh, I'm like not feeling good. The I, oh, I'm feeling extremely happy. That I and the body is different. Now when you do that, it is like it is not one, it is separate. The analogy they use is like chariot ko shingda. Ta pena shingde kolo la sobe ti chashana shingda mares. So when you look at not just talk about the car, but better everyone has car. Nobody has chariots. Maybe better use car. Look at the car. The wheel, steering wheel, brake, the wheel, draw. When you look at the individual part, that's not car. Maria, so they all have, they all exist separately, right? A wheel is no draw is no wheel. They all exist separately. So similarly, body and the eye exist separately. That's what it means separate. Shingde shaja no susu yoba. Pay attention to Suda mayi she sumbares. So that's what it means. Suda means, according to Master Shanti Deva's guide to Buddhist way of life. Hair is not me, teeth is not me, nail is not me, down the river, bone is not me, blood is not me, down the river, not me, snot is not me. That like then that list goes on and on. Simply, then Dala Suda de Mai Shepani, Kolo Soba, Shinda Maina, Shingde into Kolo Soba, Shinde Alam, Nam de Yetam Shanana, Tit in the Shinde Kolo so Parsha Yoba, Shinda she mides. If you separate them, you are not going to find car. If you put it together, so then you have like image of car, but individual part, they are not car. But if you separate, then you don't see a car. Oh, but pay attention to dollar. So, tina so da ona soji ting da ne ya tam shena pena shinda di ana kollo so biting yo maresa. Attention to sula da ne ya ne mal. Da dala ya zo minimo de yo barestina. Pena shinda ting do shinda de shemi. Or not, that was kind of complete. Don't Shinda Sewa, the Taji Chena, Muzutu Mares. If you're trying to find car, trying to find Taji Chena, if you analyze, if you do total analysis on your car, then it's not like you are not going to find. Pay attention to that, your Mares. Sula Cheba de Pumala Mashid. So the same analysis refers to same feeling, discrimination, compulsory factor, awareness, that means that supposed to prove the self doesn't exist from its own side. But that does not prove the self doesn't exist. It should prove, according to Madhi Minga substantial systems, it should prove that self do exist. It doesn't exist the way you think, but it exists. Exists like that's what's called merely imputed by mind. Or some cases, not seeing is the best way of seeing, like that. Present should not obscure absence. Absence, because of absence, there's present. Because of present, there's absence. The same thing. But right now, when I think about absence, I lose the idea of present. When I focus on the idea of present, I lose absence. Basically, is the same thing. The same thing. It's not different. Like right now, very hard. More you focus on the appearances, then you lose the empty. When you focus more on empty, then you think there's no appearances. So that's what's called dualistic view. No, it's not free from dualistic view, but walks and slowly get better. But experiencing shunyata is not it's so hard to understand. The concept of emptiness is so hard to understand. Relatively easy to meditate on. Concept of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta is easy to understand, but very difficult to actualize. Very difficult to actualize. Emptiness is so hard to understand, but relatively easy to actualize. Relatively, but so hard to understand. Now we are Tongpa Madhip. Now could mean present or appearances, or does not obscure empty. Empty should not obscure appearances. Appearance comes from empty, empty comes from appearances. Right now doesn't make sense, but no. Nang le tongpa chepa nang le tongpa chepa nang to. Maybe absence, the present of absence is coming from appearances. Nang le tongpa chepa nang le tongpa chepa Absence is looks like absence is generated by appearances or causes by appearances. Appearance is caused by absent. Absent. Now, so text the term nang le tongpa cheba, nang le tongpa. Nang le tong le no. This prayer will doesn't exist from its own side. That understanding supposed to eliminate the idea prayer will doesn't exist. Understanding of prayer will doesn't exist from its own side. That understanding supposed to eliminate eliminate maybe better not to try. Maybe it's Pension Lobsa Chujin, the fourth pension lama said, Nawa Demba Meba this, quoting from Lam, Nawa Demba Meba. If you understood this is Nawa Dem, oh, this prayer doesn't exist from its own side. That understanding, Nawa Demba Meba, Nawa Dendu Tadedas, the truly existent prayer will on and like what do you call prayer will doesn't exist. It's true. Or make your head more go around. Yeah, I will stop here. So maybe to the next Wednesday. Yeah.
Please turn to page 235 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll say the general dedication prayers. Gewadi Shog Jangchub Sem Jog Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ke Gyurchik Ke Wanyam Pa Me Payang Gong Ne Gong Du War Jampel Pavo Jitar Chen Padang Kunzu Zombo De Yang De Jin Te De Da Kunji Jesu Dak Lok Chir De Wa Di Dak Tam Che Rab Tu Ngo Du Sum Shepe Gel Wa Tam Che Ki Ngo Wa Gang La Chok Tu Ngak Pa De Dak She Ge We Wa Di Kun Kyang Sang Po Chu Chu Rab Tu Ngo Ki Dagi Jine Sakwe Ge Wadi Tindang Dro Wa Kula Gang Pendang Che Par Jutsu No Sang Drak Pai Ten Pin Yin Po Ring Du Sel Je Shok. And on page 244, the Long Life Prayer for His Holiness. Gang Ri Ra Wei Kor Wei Jing Kam Dir Pendang de wa ma lu jung wei ne. Chen rei zi guang ten zin gyat so yi. Jia pei si je bar du ten gyur chig. And page 244, 245 for Sarah J. Kenson Rinpoche. Jo Nui Ye Nak La Wang Jor Tu. Awa Tong Rei Rab Tsot Pa. Lob Song Gil Wei De Tong Lek Pel Chok. Jasir Kien Gur Lama So Wang Deb. And inside the back cover, the prayer for the swift return of Chapje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious one, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you are the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make requests. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And inside the front cover, prayer for Geshe Gelek's long life. Ge wei lam na dren pe de pun chog, leg she dam par ter wei nyin mor je, chu ki tsa wa mi tong she nyen chog, drag pa pong wei la ma jab ten chig. And for Geshe Sangpo, ge wei chu ki bak chag rab ten ching, pel den la me dam ngak nying la chang, Zang po jia wei nian chen de jie pei, she nian chen po ku che rab ten chig. Om tari tu re so ha. 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 Om tari tu re so ha.
Okay, good night. Night. Good night.
Night, everyone online. See you soon.
Thanks.